Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the SU-26. It's the Tier 3 Soviet SPG, otherwise known as the Popcorn Catapult of Doom. It's armed with a 76mm gun capable of 180 alpha, and it will penetrate through 21mm of armor with a 1.9 meter burst radius. Okay, let's see how it gets on. Now you can only get one of these Arties if you go to the collector's tabs, because Wargaming took out all Arty that were from Tier 2 rather, to Tier 4. So you can only get one of these if you go to the collector's tab and buy one directly. Now it's one of the few Arties, that was the only Arty at Tier 3 with a turret that rotates all the way around, and that makes it quite capable of taking out many enemy tanks from different directions. It's also based on the hull of a T-26, which of course is the Soviet version of the Vickers tank, which they bought the license for. Okay, we just saw, I think it was a tank destroyer located there, and he just got a direct hit with his first shot. Okay, we've got T-29, but he's not going to go for that one, and all the rest of the tanks. Oh! Well, that was close, and it looks like one of his own team, the Yui, actually fired into the side of him. Okay, the Yui's disappearing. Okay, number of enemy tanks in sight. Goes to the Sahino. Gets a hit. 45 hit points. M3GFT, that's the Chinese tank destroyer. The shell hits the rock face instead, because he's hiding behind it. It hasn't got a very high trajectory, but you can get shells onto target. Largo, M38, lining it up. Rounds out. Direct hit. Now, it has got a fast fire rate. The standard reload rate is 6.71 seconds. And we can see here that in actual fact, Comrade Sergei's got a reload time 6.78. So he hasn't got a fully trained crew. But he's got his first kill, because that M3G just died. And he's now going for the Largo. Gets another hit, 44 hit points. It's like being pecked to death by somebody throwing lots of popcorn at you at the same time. Yes. The death by 1,000 cuts. When they said that, they really meant it about this little thing. It can only penetrate 21mm of armor, but at Tier 3, a lot of enemy tanks only have 21mm of armor, especially it's on their top armor. He's lining up the Largo again. Gets another hit, 51. A lot of these are non-penetrating shots, but they're eventually just going to hack away at their armor until they kill them. You see the damage he's already done to that Largo. And he's continuing to get hits. Another 79 hit points off that one. And another 60 hit points. That Largo's not going to last very much longer at this rate. Rounds out, just misses him. Come on, you can do it. Lines up the shot, work out where he's going. Rounds out, another hit, 22. The next shot should be his last, and he'll be back in the garage. Rounds out, that's it. Okay, so he's now got 2 kills. In fact, he's the lead scorer on his team. He's having a quick look to see if he can find those other enemy tanks, and he's using the mini-map to aim the shells. All of the tanks that tried to make it past our teammates up there at the bottleneck have died. We're 2 up on the enemy at the moment, and our teammates are actually coming out the town the other side, so any enemy that went up the valley are now suffering. Now he's moved back in to try and get a better shot, but the thing is that the enemy does actually have an Arty of their own, an SU-26, so that Popcorn Catapult of Doom might actually try and shoot at him. Okay, so looking around for the target, he can find the Sahino, or Sahariano. And there's the enemy Arty right at the back of the map, the SU-26. And he just got a direct hit on the Sahariano. I'll get it right eventually when I pronounce his name. Nope, missed it that time. He is using the mini-map to aim anyway. No, he has moved away now, so you need to assign a new target. And the BT-5 looks a perfect target, but he won't come out from behind that rock. Now he is taking a bit of a risk, because if that BT-5 spots him, then the enemy Arty might try to have a go. Now you might notice on the minimap, you see it's a long line with an arrow, and the reason for that is that that's showing you the direction of travel of the actual vehicle, because the turret can be facing any direction you like. And this time he nails that BT-5, and he's headed off down the valley to try and get at the other tanks on the other side. Now top speed is only 30 kilometers an hour, but remember this is a post-First World War tank, a pre-war, pre-Second World War tank. You'd say in between the wars. It wasn't particularly fast, but it was fairly sturdy. And of course the Soviets were quite happy to buy the license for the Vickers tank so they can actually make their own. Panzer S-35, fully dialed in now. He fired a snapshot, but he only got 4 hit points of damage. Sorry, that's a bit more. That's definitely a direct hit. Now let's see if he can get another one in. Rounds out. Oh no, he just died. The Locust got him, and that means now there's only 4 enemies left. Okay, one tank the other side of the valley. It's a T-29, rather a big tank, and he punches around him for 76. Doesn't want to get too close because otherwise he would be vulnerable. Goes for that Saharino, didn't get the hits. Kill shot for that one went to the Locusts again. In fact, there's 2 Locusts on our team. Or was it 1? No, it's only 1, and he's very good. Got 3 kills. SU-26 in sight. Now we fired 1 snap, but the SU-26 stays still. Rounds out. Oh, just over the top, but the kill shot goes to the Locust again. He must be after a Top Gun. Now, where is that Saharino? Or Sahariano, sorry. There he is. Rounds out. That's better. 83 hit points. He's backing up, which just makes him an easier target because he's just presenting his rear to us. And that was a big hit. Penetrating shot, low roll, 173. Kill shot next, please. Rounds out. Yep, got him. And that is the end of the game. And a great game for Comrade Sergey. Well, that was an amazing ace tanker game for Comrade Sergey in the SU-26. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11. And he got a high caliber as well for dealing the most damage in that game overall. His win rate was 6,720 X. So it's a very high Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage was 1,393. Well, it is tier 3, so you don't expect to get a huge amount of damage. Second highest damage was that Locust, who got 923. And the third highest damage turned out to be the Panzer III Aslains E with 707. When it came to kills, it was shared between Comrade Sergey and the Locust. They both got 4 kills each. 2 kills went to the Panzer III's Aslains E on his own team. And also on the enemy team, the Panzer S-35, the Sahariano, I'll get it right eventually, and their Su-26 got 2 kills as well. When it came to base XP, it was the Locust who did the best. 980 went to him, 571 went to the Striv M40L, and 550 went to the Sahariano. And Comrade Sergey actually only got 543, which places him 4th on XP. But of course, remember, he was the one who got the high caliber out of that game. The Valentine managed to get a cool-headed, and the Panzer III Aslains E, or the other one, managed to get a Confederate. Now, he fired 40 rounds, but he needn't have worried about ammunition because, of course, this thing does have a rather high ammunition count, 85 rounds in total. He also got 20 direct hits on the enemy and 4 penetrating shots and 19 splash. Damage of 1,393 hit points, of which 323 were at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 4, and on a premium count, he earned 19,029 credits. And on the XP, he won 4,072. So a very good game in the SU-26. He says the small ones are more juicy, the mighty SU-26. Well, I prefer the T-18 HMC at tier 3 or the Sturmpanzer Aslains, which is very, very powerful indeed. One of the only arties at tier 3 that can actually deliver stun on the enemy, because it is a 15 centimeter howitzer. But this thing is fun for the sheer rate of fire that it puts out. If you want to really pester someone with the death by 1,000 cuts, this is the way to do it. And one of these little things can keep sitting there popping shells out at a massive rate. I suppose the good thing about the T18 is, of course, that the T18 HMC has armor as well. This thing doesn't really have much armor. In fact, virtually none. If it does get hit on the gun shield, then it's going to go down. It's going to take a hitbox hit. But it is a fun RT to play, and it's a pity that Wargaming basically took it out of the tech tree and put it into the collectors tab, because many of the noobs who like playing Arty will never play this, because they'll never think that this is a fun Arty to play. It is. It's very much fun. It's great fun, but you're never going to see it unless you go into a tier 3 game and deliberately buy one and then practice with it. I hope you enjoyed that one. We've got another replay for you. Let's have a look at that one now. The second replay is in the FV304, the Burt, and we're on the south spawn, or defending spawn, of Steppes Assault. Now this is the tier 6 British SPG with a 4.5 inch howitzer. It's capable of doing 450 alpha and penetrating 28mm of armor, and it's got a 2.2 meter burst radius. It's basically the same gun you get on the Bishop, and it's also the stock gun for the Crusader 5.5 inch SV. Now it's a fun little arty because of course it's got a wicked fire rate, very fast indeed. Standard reload 12.94 seconds, but we can see here he's got it down to 10.53. Okay, so he's shaved 2 seconds off. He's basically holding around here because of course he's going to try and hit the enemy heavies as they try and come in through this route. Now some teams like to capture this particular area here and push forward because it puts pressure on the enemy, but it appears that this team is not doing that. The Churchill 7 is the only one who's actually moving up. It is a tier 6 game with tier 5 tanks on it, and it looks like he has got some support. So as soon as they stop the enemy from actually moving forward, then obviously Comrade Sergei can go to town on taking these enemies out one by one. Fires a blind shot, doesn't get anything from that. All it's doing basically is warning the enemy that there is Arty in this area. Of course, very few tanks have actually gone out the eastern route, which is not that good because, yeah, we do need some support to go that way. We do have a KV-1 on this side of the map, but if we don't have support on the other side, it's going to make it very difficult. First target turns up, it's BDRG-1B. He fires just slightly behind it, but he does get a direct hit for 142. And another target's turned up, it's a budgie. Okay, that quick reload. Rounds out again. This BDR's going to get very tired of this very quickly because bit by bit he's going to start losing his hit points. Now, he didn't fire at that shot because he wasn't sure the guy would still be there. In fact, he is still in the neighborhood. And he takes another hit for 166. Okay, we've got a TOG in progress. You must kneel before TOG. And that's a direct hit. Okay, some of these enemies are moving ahead. They're trying to get in amongst our teammates. We get a direct hit on the TOG. But this is not good, actually, because they're trying to force our guys back. And they're making them very defensive. Okay, we're going for the home knee 3. Lovely direct hit there for 179. 2 more like that, he's out the game. Okay, we can do it again. Rounds out. And another hit, this time 168, but the budgie's pushing forward. And yes, he does take out our Achilles. Now, the enemy RT on this game is an M44. Okay, so they've just lost. In fact, actually, I think it was the Honey 3 was wiped out. Going for the budgie. Yep, the budgie's gone. No, 167. Hasn't gone. Should go after this shot. Oh, only 150. Let us down. One more shot. No, he doesn't get him. So we're trying to get the Tog, who's now engaging our Churchill 7. But he's not looking in our direction. And we're going to make him pay for that. He gets hit in the engine bay. Just keep pecking away at him. Don't try to chase the target. Just let them drive through the aim point. That's it. Wait for that reload. Rounds out. And he's got the Tog. But now look at this. 5 enemy tanks have all of a sudden appeared out of nowhere, which shows that there's virtually no enemy tanks elsewhere on the other side of the map. They've all come in this direction to overwhelm us. And we might have to bug out of this position soon because we don't have much in the way of armor. We're going for the Jagdpanzer IV. Fired 1 round in, got 142 hit points now. He's going to have to move. The good news is he can still keep firing at the enemy. If they've all chosen to come this route, then all we need to do is plant ourselves behind a rock, which we can then use to protect us whilst we're engaging the enemy tanks. Don't want to get too far away from them though. The further away we are, the more chance that the flight time is going to be a bit of a problem. It's too far away. He fired that mostly out of, snap, anger. He's just too far away. Needs you to be over here. Okay, we're up on the enemy by 2 tanks at the moment. There must be some enemy in the east, but only 1 tank has been killed over there. T-78 gets a direct hit. Potential high caliber from 20% of the enemy hit pool achieved. Come on guys, spot the enemy for us. We do have somebody up the other end who could spot for us, but it's only a VK3601H. We can't see these guys on this side of the map. We're dialing in on their Churchill 3. Rounds out. No, that missed him. Now, M10 RBFM. No, he's gone unspotted as well. Now, there is an M10 RBFM in sight, but it's beyond maximum range, so we're going to have to get closer again. Now, stay behind the rocks, because if you get any closer, they will spot you and then they will shoot at you. Okay, he can land a shot on the M10. The T-78 is a little more difficult. Okay, try for the T-78. You might get him. Rounds out. Nope. There's the Churchill. You can definitely hit the Churchill. They're fairly slow. No, he didn't actually get that shot. In fact, now he's choosing to move over to these bushes. The danger here is that he might be in view range of some of the enemy tanks, especially that T-78, and that could be dangerous. He's getting very, very close to the enemy. Remember that T-78, he is a tank destroyer, but he does have a 90mm gun. Rounds out. Just missed him. The Churchill is now 1 shot. Come on, you can do this. And the Churchill goes down. Now, can we get this budgie? He is a 1 shot. Let it settle, let it dial in. That's the 2-minute warning. Rounds out. Oh, we missed the kill. Now, the thing about the Burt is it can sometimes act as a TD if you go to TD mode. Just drive around derping everybody in the side. He just misses the T-78. Got 2 overpowered tank destroyers there. One of them goes down. Can he get the M10 RBFM? Rounds out. Oh no, he goes down. And the budgie's gone down. There's only 1 enemy left. It's the M44. And he's going to have to motor if he wants that, but this thing is the fastest Arty in the game, 72 kilometers an hour. I think he's firing on the move. He's not going to beat the Achilles to the target, but he's decided to stop and dial in on that M44. And oh, the Achilles went for the Ram instead, but it didn't work out very well for him because the M44 is based on the Walker Bulldog. Rounds out. Oh, he does get the kill. Here's the end of battle stats. That was an ace tanker game for Comrade Sergey in the FV304. He got a demolition expert because he blew up one of the enemy tanks. In fact, it was the M44 right at the end of the game. He's actually detonated his ammo rack. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 17, and he did get the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. His win rate was 6,491, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage was 2,397, with the second highest being the T-78 on the enemy team. Yes, I did say they are dangerous. You ought not to get too close to them because basically it's a chappy with a very big 90mm gun on it. 1,760 points went to him, and the M44 managed 1,592 hit points. When it came to kills, it was shared by Comrade Sergey and the M10 RBFM and the Achilles on his team. They all got 3 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the T-78 on our team and our M4A1, and on the enemy team, their T-78, M44, Churchill 3 and BK3002M all got 2 kills each. When it came to base XP, yep, Comrade Sergey got that one, 843, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 774 went to the M10 RBFM and 754 went to the Achilles. He fired 35 rounds of ammunition. It's not a problem because he actually does have 75 rounds of ammunition in the magazine, so he didn't even spend half of his ammo load. He got 17 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetrating shot. That would have been the M44 right at the end. 22 splash, damage of 2,397, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 3, and he earned 8,956 credits profit, 30 bonds for a mission achievement, and he took away 5,691 experience points altogether after getting a mission completion reward. So yes, you take your pick actually on which one was the better game. The SU-26 was a fun game because it's, as I said, the popcorn catapult of doom, which can just keep pumping those rounds out on a regular basis. But the FV304 is more tactical. You have to think about how close is the enemy. Could there be a possibility they might spot me if I move a bit closer? But of course, you can use that fast turn of speed, 72 kilometers an hour. It's not the same FV304 when it was the Burt, where it used to drive up alongside a Tog 2 and keep derping him in the side until he expired from loss of hit points. But it is a little arty which is very, very capable if you can get it within range of the enemy and just keep pumping those rounds in until they do eventually give up. So well done to Comrade Sergey, 2 ace tanker games for us. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.